Well, happy Sunday, May 16th. Friday was crazy. Had to do an emergency split, and I didn't even know the camera was on, but I figured real quick I would just show you what I did. So what the hive consists of is a brood box, bottom board, entrance. It can be adjusted for whatever you want or removed. The brood box contains frames with foundation, four sides, and the foundation together comprise the frame in this case. And this is where the queen would lay her eggs, and there'd be brood, there'd be pollen, nectar, honey, and whatnot. So in my particular case, I had one brood box that's full of everything, and then I had a second brood box, and this was full as well of brood, nectar, pollen, everything. Well, I had, for whatever reason, the colony had decided it had to split. So what they had done is they had made several, but there was a queen cell off the bottom of my frame. And I was sick prior to May 9th and didn't make it up here, or I would have taken care of that before it became an issue, but I didn't. So anyway, came up May 9th, saw the queen cell, wasn't fully capped, came back, anyway, I can't remember, and this weekend, whatever, and it was capped. So I had to take this brood box. This is where I'm doing the split. So now I've got this, and they're both full of bees. I took a couple frames out so they had room to shake my bees in, and then I had to take all my bees from this whole brood box and the super and the lid and whatever, and get as many of those bees down into the bottom here. And this is more than likely, if they were thinking of swarming, and they were, the queen is most likely down low, because she's going to leave first, and then everybody follows her. So anyway, my bees then at this point are all shaken into this brood box. I had to fight hail, rain. It took me 3 hours. At one point I had them all broken up, and my queen cell over here and brood over there, and it started to rain, so I had to scurry, get everything put back together. But anyway, 3 hours later we got through it, and there was very minimal swearing, especially since I didn't know it was being recorded. So at this point, all my bees have been shaken down into this. I put a queen excluder on. So now, and the bees that are flying around, I'm not too worried about that. The queen's not going to fly. In this particular circumstance, most likely she's not going to fly. So we're assuming she's down here with 90% of the bees. I then take this brood box here, which has brood in it, it has pollen, it has honey, it has nectar, and it has the queen cell, which hasn't hatched yet. So it's capped. We're looking about 16 days till a queen comes out of that cell. So by doing this, what I've done is I've allowed, by putting the queen excluder on, all the nurse bees, the worker bees, everybody can come up in through here, and they will equalize this hive overnight. So Friday night I left this hive all night long. They equalized the hive. Then Saturday morning I came along and I took this hive over to the far end over there, and then I left this hive where it was. Now, the only thing I did that I didn't describe in that is I left my queen excluder on this hive. I put a honey super on, so that I want them to know they got room. And I did the same thing with the one over there, and I also put an in-hive feeder, and I want them, it's a 1-to-1 solution. I want them to really start making wax. This is the most crucial time of year, and a split isn't the best thing if you're trying to harvest excess honey. You will definitely, get 2 colonies if you do it right, but the whole idea of when we harvest honey is we're taking excess. We never take what they need. So if I split these 2 hives and they don't produce enough excess that I can harvest any, that's fine. They get to keep theirs for the winter, and then we go again next spring, and we go for a stronger hive that I'm hopefully more diligent in the spring, and don't make them think that they have to split. So at that point, yeah, I have 2 hives. I have, this would be, we'll call it the, well, this is the lower one that has the queen in it. And I'm pretty confident the queen is in it because the bees are staying here. There's actually some more purpose to their movement than what there was yesterday. And I have the brood box on the bottom wrapped in foam. There's the honey super on top. The white thing you can see under the lid would be my in-hive feeder. And then down here is the one that has the queen cell in it, and it had a large percentage of the colony. One of the reasons that I wanted to take extra colony over to this hive is because when I move that hive and any bee that's in that hive comes out and goes out to forage, they're going to go back to that hive over there, the original hive, because that's where they're orientated at. So by putting this hive over here, it should be further by all rights, but I lost some of those bees back to the original hive, but that's where the brood and in the various stages of development and the protein, the pollen, the nectar, the honey, and the inline feeder is so important right now because they need to get as strong as they can, as fast as they can, and with limited resources. So right now with this hive, we've got bees trying to keep the brood at the right temperature. We've got nurse bees. We've got, because the colony is not super strong right now, there's a lot of resources that are being used to make sure what they have there for brood is being protected as best they can, which means that there's not as many bees able to go out and collect pollen and nectar to strengthen the hive. So it's a balance between getting what you need to stay in the hive and maintain that environment, and then what you need to be able to come out of the hive and it constantly, or she constantly, be providing sustenance to the colony. Yeah, so anyway, now I'm going to go over here, and I have an issue that, once again, everything is my fault. These are things I did that I shouldn't have. Somehow the hive on the right, see how that box is not on the queen excluder. It's lifted up. So anyway, oh shit, I don't have, whoops, rigging on, and they're not too happy. So anyway, I'll make another video and try to catch that.